This video is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Well, hey everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Braves on Deck. We have breaking news today, and that is the second suspension for PED use for that of Jurickson Profar, the Braves left fielder. This comes kind of out of nowhere today from Jeff Passan, who tweeted earlier, the Atlanta Braves designated hitter Jurickson Profar is facing a 162-game suspension after testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug for the second time, sources told ESPN. So here we are once again, almost a year ago to the day. In 2025, it was March 31st. In 2026, it is March 3rd. We have not even began 2026. We're already facing injuries, and once again, another PED scandal, so to speak, with Jurickson Profar. So before I get into my thoughts about it, I want to say this: 162 is what the suspension warrants. But they are certainly going to appeal this. The Players Association has already said that. We don't know whether or not he will actually serve 162. Now to my thoughts. He should absolutely serve 162-game suspension because we're not even a year out from the last time this happened. The first time it happens, you kind of go benefit of the doubt. It was a fertility drug, whatever. Now it's, you've been asked by the media, shout out Allison, you've been asked by the media, did you make sure this offseason to counteract whatever quote unquote mix up there was last year? And he said, yes, I have.
Did you do anything this offseason to make sure that mix up that happened before never happens again, type of deal?
Yes.
Yes.
So now I have to believe that this was intentional. And I hate to assume that because last year I genuinely bought into the idea that it wasn't. I genuinely bought into the idea that it was a mix-up of prescriptions. It was whatever, right? And that happens. We saw Fernando Tatis Jr., actually a very good friend of Profar's, get suspended a couple of years ago for a cream of some kind that was banned. Now Profar has been banned twice for PED use. And I can't help but believe that this is absolutely intentional. And to be honest with you, even if if I had believed that the first one was intentional, I'd give the benefit of the doubt. Now it's kind of like, all right, this is clearly, at best, it's irresponsible. At worst, it's selfish. And I just cannot believe we are at this point on March 3rd, 2026. I absolutely cannot believe it. The Braves were depending on Profar, obviously, offensively, maybe even defensively, and it absolutely stinks. There's no way around it. There's no way to make this better. Profar looks terrible here. He's yet to release a statement. I doubt it will be much of one when we get one. It will probably be very similar to the one last year where he spoke about letting his teammates down, letting the organization down, and letting himself down. Well, he has once again done all three of those things today, and it's very disappointing. That's where I'm going to leave it. That said, we have to talk about where the Braves go from here. The contract for Profar for this season was $15 million, as is next season. So he is owed $30 million in theory throughout the next two seasons. However, the $15 million for this year is voided. The Braves do not have to pay Profar and will not pay him that $15 million if the 162-game suspension does indeed go through. However, that does give the Braves some money to play with if they wish to do so, whether that be in a left fielder / DH or whether it be in starting pitching. So, or maybe possibly both if you could pull that off this late in the game prior to the regular season. A lot of people out there are talking about adding Andrew McCutchen as an outfield DH combo, maybe giving him his final season in the big leagues potentially. A cup of coffee with the Braves could be fun. I wouldn't necessarily hate that. It also would probably be fairly affordable. The Braves didn't really have a need for that before today, but now that could be an open door. Other than that, I think the focus will be on pitching. if you don't want to go get an outfield or / bat. I think the focus will clearly be on pitching, whether that be the pen or whether that be one of the starters we've discussed over the past few weeks, Lucas Giolito, Zach Littell. There's a lot that the Braves could do with it. I don't know if they will or not. But obviously this is not how Alex Anthopoulos drew it up. For the people out there that are blaming the Atlanta Braves front office, do not make excuses for Profar. This is Profar's blame alone. The blame solely belongs to the player here. It was irresponsible and it was selfish for Profar to do this. And obviously it's in the goal of being a better player, but it's certainly not the right way to go about it. We all know it's not the right way to go about it. And that's still the case to this day. I absolutely hate this for the Atlanta Braves who are depending on him. I think they'll still be fine. I don't see it being quite the dagger it was last season where the Braves got out to an 0-7 start. I think we're a better team this year fundamentally. And I do think it'll be an easier route. And at the end of the day, we know he's not going to be back this season. We can plan as such. And I think we will. It would not surprise me if following this season, the Braves try to offload him. I know there's going to be a contingency of you folks out there that are going to say, let's just get rid of him now. I hear you. I share your frustration. But I don't think the Braves are going to be able to because he's not worth much right now. He cannot play for anybody this year. So you might as well keep him, spend the $15 million elsewhere on a couple of one-year contracts, maybe try to trade him in the offseason, maybe bring him back if you just want to. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me at this point. I don't think Profar will be here beyond his deal. After next season, I don't think we'll re-sign him. I think this is the final chapter in that book. I think that he's pretty much made his bed with the Braves. I definitely think it will affect his free agency. I definitely think it will affect his overall career and how it's viewed. And that's disappointing. He is a great player. He could have been, a really great player and made a mark. And I think that's kind of behind us. He will not be able to play in the World Baseball Classic, for those of you wondering. He will not be able to participate in that. He will not be able to participate in the 2026 regular season nor the postseason. And if you look at the overall, setup for his career, that's bad because he's in his prime. These are supposed to be the years that if you were to eventually try to be a Hall of Famer, these are the years that are going to count the most, and he will not get them. It stinks. It absolutely stinks. Again, the blame belongs to one person, and that is Jurickson Profar. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, there's frustration in Braves country. I get it. Let me know what you think about Profar. Let me know what you want the Braves to do. Do you want them to go after pitching? Do you want them to go after McCutchen or another outfield bat? Let me know what you want them to do, and I'll try to respond to as many comments as I can. Obviously, this is a fluid situation. We're going to try to keep you updated here at On Deck to the best of our abilities, and we're going to keep you updated all throughout spring training and, of course, the regular season as well as the postseason, and we're going to have a good time doing it after today. With that said, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.